I thank you for logging in to this webinar. This is specific to Highmark Individual, and Jerry Ann Heffron is here. She's going to be going through her presentation, and I think that some of the questions that all of us have had since 10-1 will get answered. This webinar is specific to product, and there will be some process information in here as well. I did want to just let you know that as far as the rates and the plan designs, you can visit our website. We are updating them as quickly as possible. You know, again, the information on our site, we're better organizing it so it makes a little bit more sense, since we also have to include the 2013 product line. But I just want you to know that at least the information's there under our health plan options homepage for you to, you know, at least get the plans and the rates, if available, for on and off exchange. So at this point, I'm going to leave the bulk of the time to Jerry Ann, and if you have questions during the presentation, you can either raise your hand using the icon, the little hand to the right of your screen, or typing in your question under the question tab. We'll go ahead and I want to thank Jerry Ann for her time once again and helping us to better inform or keep you better informed. So, Jerry Ann, thank you so much.
Thank you, Deb. Good morning, everyone. Some of this may be a little review. Some of it may be brand new. But basically what I want to go over today is some of the new products that we're offering in the healthcare reform, post-ACA, if you will.
Go ahead and if you click, you should be able to then
use. Okay.
There you go.
Sorry. Technical difficulties with the operator here. So as we know, October 1st came and went. We're still here. Nothing's really changed. The marketplace went live. And again, nothing's really changed. We know that, there are issues in getting onto the marketplace. We all have the www.healthcare.gov address. There's an overwhelming amount, I know, of information that you guys are dealing with all the carriers and whatnot, and just a whole new way of doing things. But it really is an opportunity for agents to, kind of step up the game as far as individual goes. I mean, what we're hearing is, I think what we thought might happen, it may, if things, get straightened out. There's a lot of small groups, I think, that are thinking, I'm done. I don't want to deal with this anymore for whatever reasons, penalties and things like that. They just don't want to have to deal with the bureaucracy that they're involved with as well. So, we'll see how it plays out. Again, who knows with the mess that we have with the marketplace, if there won't be extensions or whatever, but I haven't heard anything like that, so we just have to kind of plug along as we had planned to. Okay, so where's Highmark in all of this? Basically, we have introduced some new websites. Producer.highmark.com is the new producer portal, and then we have discoverhighmark.com, which hopefully we're providing you with lots of information, lots of product information, things like that. I know that we've been giving you information in dribs and drabs, and I know that there's a lot of producer alerts that have come out with PDFs of helpful tools and resources that you can use, and also product information. So we're going to try to kind of tie it all together, hopefully get your head wrapped around some of this today with, just going over the plan designs and things like that. This is going to be, a continuation of just enhancements because, we're not where we want to be yet, nor is the government, obviously. But we will continue to work toward enhancements, and any suggestions that you guys have, please share them with Deb, and we will certainly try to incorporate them to make your job easier. And again, as I said, this is a great opportunity to kind of dive deep into the sale of individual plans. There was a producer alert that went out early on, before 10-1, I want to say, with 4 different, or actually the first one had 3 different modules on. It was healthcare reform, the basics, healthcare reform, advanced, individual. And I know Deb has really kept you in the loop and well-versed on these 2. There was a 3rd one on that producer alert, and there were hyperlinks on the left side of the body of the alert. And that one dealt with product details. Basically, these are recorded sort of webinars, but really just recorded videos, and they're done professionally. They're done really well. I think they're worth viewing. The last one, the individual sales process, that was released separately, and I want to say that was released, I want to say, right around 10/1 or a little bit after. And that one basically might answer a lot of your questions regarding, okay, I have someone who's eligible for subsidy. How do I take them through the whole marketplace on exchange, on marketplace environment? If I have someone who's not, how do I do that? So I really recommend those last 2. If you haven't had a chance to review them, the individual sales process really is helpful. So if you do get a chance, I think that helps, with the flow of things and what we need to do there. We also have offered some support tools, and these, again, are going to be available on the producer portal. They're also, some of these are marketing materials that you can order. They all have ordering numbers on. However, they're not in the warehouse yet, I can tell you that, because I tried to order some of these, and we're just now kind of, getting them out to the producers, our first supply, and then once we have them stocked in the warehouse, feel free to go ahead and order them. But one is the poverty level checklist, and it kind of gives you, the whole 100% up through 400% of FPL, and who's eligible for cost sharing, who's eligible for tax credit. There's a quick calculator or a quick check calculator to see, if you're eligible. There's a product selection tool. This is kind of a neat tool. This is an algorithm which is only about 5 questions or so to kind of take you through, what this member's really looking for. Is it how often they're using the provider, or they just want to have coverage, they're not a high user, things like that. And it kind of directs you into 3 or 4 plans that you kind of can narrow it down to. We have 17 plans, including our multi-state and catastrophic. So, that might be overwhelming to start there. So if we can use this tool maybe to skinny it down a little bit, that might be helpful. And then we have a quoting tool, which is really helpful, especially in a family environment. If you want to, walk through this and kind of put everybody, their age and ask for, their demographic information, and it kind of will give you, then when you pick a plan, it'll give you all of the prices kind of together. So it helps you kind of come up with that smoker versus non-smoker and all that. So these are very helpful tools that we suggest maybe you can try them, and maybe they'll assist you in narrowing things down and getting with the right plan. Some more marketing materials. We have a 2014 rate guide. If any of you have seen this, this is basically looks like a tax table, but really, if it's more of a reference. So if you need to look at a certain plan for a certain age, and of course our age bands are annual now. They go up in yearly increments. So that's why it's so large. And also, it goes by county, so geographic, smoker, non-smoker, that kind of thing. So that's something we have out there. We have what's called an individual's guide to the right health insurance brochure. This is really helpful. I think this is something that everyone should probably start with. Basically, in the middle of the brochure, it has all of our plans by metal level. Okay, it gives you a quick glance at what we have. Okay. Then, if you see something, or if you're finding that there's one product that's popular over the others, then you can go ahead and order individual product sheets, as you see at the bottom. We have each of our products sheets, whether it be, health savings silver, health savings bronze, whatever the plan is, and then it has the benefit grid and all that information, some details for you. So with 17 plans, I don't know if you want to stock all 17, but like I said, if you take a look at that individual guide, it kind of shows you all of the plans, and then you can take the rate guide and kind of look at it and just kind of get a flow for what's going to be popular for you or whatever. And then you have 4 easy steps on how to enroll in Blue Shield. It's kind of a shopper's checklist. Talks about the need for the looking at eligibility on the insurance marketplace, things like that. So again, This was released again in a product alert, and there are hyperlinks that you can download PDF and see what you're looking at. The product number or the brochure number is always on the back, and you can order online if any of these supplies you need to stock up on them. And as you see at the bottom, you can order them through the resource link on the producer portal. So basically what we're dealing with here is kind of a whole different approach as far as, well, not different, but really important that you're more of a consultative sales approach. We have a lot of products. Highmark has positioned itself very competitively as far as prices, but we need to point out, we really have to compare these products apples to apples. We can't assume that a certain metal level is, going to be the same, because we will have multiple products of the same nature, like a shared cost or Flex Blue in a same metal level, but it may have a different out-of-pocket, may have a different deductible, things like that. So we really have to look at the deductible, the out-of-pocket max, the cost-sharing levels, the provider network, which I'm going to get into a little bit, and also which drug plan or formulary it's going to be using. So we really do need to kind of take a look at that and wrap our arms around that to see, how we're going to compare these products to one another. So now we'll take a look at the products, okay? And these are only, we're talking about the ACA, the new reform products at this point. Now, for those of you who sell group, you're probably familiar with our Community Blue plans. This has been sold in group and individual out in Western PA, but this is new to the individual market in Central PA. And basically what it is these plans combine quality care and cost savings by offering access to most providers with lower cost sharing required for our members when they select within a certain network. Okay, so we members can go out and they can use the MyCare Navigator, they can use the Care Cost Estimator, some other provider directory tools, things like that, to know which provider network they feel comfortable with if they see their providers in that network, things like that. So these plans are available in multiple metal levels, and you'll see some in our Health Savings, which is our HSA plan, and also our Flex Blue. Our Flex Blue, I think all of our plans in the Flex Blue family of products are in the Community Blue network, and I'll get into that in more detail. So what is the Community Blue network? Basically, the network is, we have a broad network, which is basically our standard network, okay? It includes all the doctors that you could choose from before, but then we have the broad network in our Flex Blue plans and our Community Blue network, where we have two different levels. And for some reason, the PID will not permit us to use tiered, but basically that's what we're talking about. They're divided into two groups. There's some that are paid at what we call a standard level, and there's some that are paid at an enhanced level. And it's easy to identify these. These are going to be, listed on our provider directory, things like that. But we just wanted to point out. And again, when I'm talking about these plans in individual, I'm talking mainly about the Flex Blue plans, and there is, as I said, one health savings plan that falls into this Community Blue category. So here's a quick look, and again, this is constantly changing, but basically these are the hospitals that are in the enhanced network in red, and the standard in the small corner at the right that are paid at standard level. Now, my understanding is, how do I know if the provider is in the enhanced or in the standard? And you can tell by going into the provider directory. There's a button there, a radio button that you can check. But basically, my understanding is the rule is this: if I am a provider and I have privileges at an enhanced level, then that's what I am as far as, when somebody sees me in my office. If I'm a provider and I have standard, am I at the standard level, then I'm standard. If I am a provider and I have both enhanced and standard at various hospitals, the enhanced trumps the standard, okay? So that's kind of a rule of thumb. I know, most of these hospitals, I'm not sure how much activity there's going to be up in the Bloomsburg, Berwick, Danville area, but that's really the area right now where you would concentrate with the standard hospitals. Okay, so as you see, most of them throughout the Central Pennsylvania categorization, I guess, if you would. So here are the new products as we know them. Okay, we have the Flex Blue PPO, we have the Shared Cost PPO, we have the Health Savings Blue PPO, Comprehensive, and then we have the Major Events PPO. Okay, so basically, let's take a look at each of these. The Flex Blue, as I had said earlier, basically these are the plans that use that Community Blue network. Okay, so you're going to see these plans maybe priced a little differently, maybe priced a little bit lower. People who have the ability to, use, well, they can use any provider or any hospital, but maybe if they know that the providers they use most often are going to be at the enhanced level, this is something that they wouldn't really care about. It's not like they're going to ever be denied coverage because they're going to a standard versus enhanced, but we just like to point out the different cost-sharing levels depending on which provider or hospital that they do select. We do have products available in the bronze, silver, and gold levels. Okay. Basically, once the deductibles are met, the member will pay a coinsurance, and that is up to their out-of-pocket max, and then at that point, the plan pays 100%. So an example of who would fit this Flex Blue PPO plan, this may be somebody who wants lower monthly premiums, because as I said, these are priced a little bit lower, and people who want the ability to choose. I mean, if they want to go to a standard provider, that's their choice. They know that that's going to be reimbursed at a different level than if they went to the enhanced provider. The shared cost PPO. Basically, the shared cost PPO are for people who maybe want lower premiums but don't expect to use a lot of medical services. They may want some fixed, predictable cost when they get care, such as doctor visits, before they meet the deductible. So aside from the fixed upfront copays for some services, individuals may pay 100% of the cost of services until they meet the deductible. And then the individual will pay coinsurances until the maximum out-of-pocket is met. And then at that point, Highmark will pay 100%. Sound familiar? Yeah, it probably is very similar to our MU product known as Advanced Blue. So this is the product that had the higher deductible, excuse me, lower premiums, but had upfront copays for things that you know you're going to be using. Who would use this product? Probably people who want, as I said, the lower premiums, maybe don't expect to get a lot of medical services, where they used to put these people maybe in an HSA, but they didn't really meet their deductible, so they didn't want to have the copay. They didn't want to pay the full amount for an office visit, so now they have copays for office visits, things like that. And again, this can most similarly be compared to maybe our Advanced Blue. Excuse me. Our Health Savings Blue is pretty much what the name denotes. It's our product for those who want lower premiums, obviously higher deductibles, providing tax advantages through the use of a health savings account to assist with eligible expenses. So basically, the individuals are going to pay the full cost of services until the deductible is met, and then they'll pay the coinsurance until the out-of-pocket is met, and then at that point, then Highmark would pay 100%. Sounds familiar? Just sounds exactly like PPO Blue, our former MU product that had the health savings attached. So who's this plan for? Basically, people who want the tax advantage through the health savings account, and they may want also the lower monthly premiums. Comprehensive Care Blue PPO. Comprehensive Care Blue is for people who who plan to use a lot of medical services and choose the higher monthly premium in order to pay less at the time of service. The deductibles are usually lower than the other plans, and the plans include cost sharing, such as copays and coinsurance. Each individual on the plan pays 100% of the cost of services received until the deductible is met, and then the member would pay copays and coinsurance until the out-of-pocket is met, and then again at that time, then Highmark would pay 100%. These plans they're available in a silver and platinum level, and of course these plans sound very similar to our former product, MU direct blue. Okay, so who are the people that really would be looking at this? That's people who, probably plan to use a lot of medical services. They're willing to pay a higher premium up front so they don't have to pay at the time of visit. So again, these are maybe the more conservative who know that they're going to use the doctor a lot, and so they're willing to pay that higher premium for that lower deductible. Major events blue PPO. Okay, as you notice, there's no meta level on this. This basically is our catastrophic coverage, and it's designed for people who are either under 30 or those who meet the financial hardship requirements. Okay, so this is basically people who want the lowest premiums, and they just want protection in the event, case of an emergency. The premiums are low, but there's very high deductibles. The coverage does provide for 3 doctor office visits per year before the deductible, but once the out-of-pocket is met, then the $6,350 is for the individual deductible, which is the most that can be assessed, and then $12,700 for the family, and then coverage is 100% after that. So typically, catastrophic plans are only available to those who are age 30 or less, and as I said, meet the financial hardship requirements. However, in special circumstances, when there is no affordable coverage option that exists, or there is financial hardship, the age 30 and over may obtain the catastrophic plan. So for these definitions, as far as catastrophic plan and things like that, you really have to refer to the guidance that the HHS has put out on that. Believe me, I've looked for a definition. Tough to find. It just kind of, says financial hardship, but it doesn't give you any numeric definition or anything. But you can kind of make your own decision on that. So as I said, that's who that's for. Basically, people under 30, who are never going to go to the doctor, never going to use the insurance, and just want to have coverage for the sake of coverage for catastrophic purposes. If they have demonstrated financial hardship, or they just want protection in case of a medical emergency. Okay, so that takes care of our new reform products, our ACA products. This slide, I just want to remind you, there's still time. If you have people in our MU products, you can enroll them or keep them enrolled. The last effective date is actually getting the applications through by November 30th, so that they have an effective date of December 1. They can keep those products throughout next year to the end of the year, December 31st, 2014. They don't have to do anything if they're currently in the product. They just keep paying the premiums. At that point, probably next October, if things go as scheduled, which we never know what may come of this, then they would start in October probably taking a look at some of the ACA products that are available, because they know that their product will run out at the end of next year. But at least it gives them some time. If they're happy with their plan, we suggest they stay in it, because even though the Affordable Care Act has been named such, we all know that perhaps those plans are not so affordable. And the reason is, because they have so many more elements, the essential health benefits, things like that, that have to go into them. You can still add dependents throughout next year. It's just that if you add a dependent and that dependent is tiered up, then the whole contract would be tiered up. They couldn't go on their own contract after December 1st. And as we know, and you've probably gotten calls from some of these members, all of our guaranteed issue members, our current guaranteed issue members have been notified that they need to change plans by January 1. Now, if they didn't pass underwriting before, who's to say they will now? They can look on the exchange, but you know what? Time has passed since their medical incident may have happened, and we have added some additional tiers since then. So they may, if you think that they can pass medical underwriting and you feel better putting them in an MU product for another year, then, we recommend that you do that. We don't have a problem with that. And that wraps up today's product portion. I'm going to turn it back over to Deb and see if there's anything else that, you guys want to discuss.
All right. Thanks, Jerry Ann. I appreciate that. It looks like we have some questions, which is always a good thing, and I bet I know at least one of the questions that we're going to get. Let's just get these undocked here and start going through them. Oh, we don't have many. Tim says, how can I get past product alerts? Tim, they're included in my HCR newsletter, but pardon me, what I'll do is gather some of the latest information and get those out to you. I'm going to write myself a note on that. And Tracy said that we lost audio. Tracy says, how can you tell from the individual guide brochure which plans are on or off market?
Oh, good point. I did mention that. All of our plans that you see, our ACA plans, are both on and off exchange. They're priced the same, and you do receive commission on both. So there's no difference at this point.
So as easy as things can get in all of this mess, thank you, Jerry, on behalf of all of us, that we don't have to figure out what's on and off. Okay, well, more questions coming in. Yes, I am recording this webinar, and it will be available on our website, as well as included in the newsletter that goes out on Thursday. Brett is asking if we can submit apps online for 2014. And Brett, by that, I assume that you mean off exchange. And at this point, those apps, there's no online functionality of the website for off exchange products. They either need to be emailed or faxed or sent. You can, of course, bring that, send them in to us as usual, and we'll process those for you. And here's the question we were all waiting for from John. Commissions. Jerry, you want to address that?
I know that we have discussed this internally for quite some time, and I think there's been some back and forth. I believe that there has been a decision made. However, the announcement has not come out yet. I hope, because I'm getting the same questions all the time, I hope that this week you will hear the answer. So look forward to maybe in the next day or so even, because I know that other carriers have gotten their commissions out there. But, you know, that's all I can say at this point.
Well, there you go, folks. Commissions hopefully this week. Yeah, we'll just keep watching on that, and obviously if I get anything, I will pass that on to you. Last call for questions. If you have a question and want to raise your hand or type it in, you go ahead and do that. What I do want to just let you know, and I'll cover this on my webinar on Thursday, is that we have messages into the Pennsylvania Insurance Department as well as HHS regarding some of the issues that have been going on with healthcare.gov not recognizing your NPN number or your FFM ID. What NAHU has said is that according to the health insurance marketplace people, that even though your NPN number does not stay with the app because of a glitch in the system, yet another one, it does appear, according to them, that your information is still being captured. So hopefully that means that you'll get credit for the sale. You know, again, this is still a work in progress. Another thing is they have added an 800 number for you to refer people directly to the health insurance marketplace to have an app taken by them over the phone. All you would need to do is give your client your NPN number and your FFM ID, and you would get credit for the sale. So that is new as of this weekend, which I consider, because of all of this mess that we've had in the last 21 days, actually excellent news for all of us. So again, I'll cover that again on Thursday, but at least wanted to bring you up to date. Another question, is the Highmark website going to stay the way it is for 2014 quoting with the Excel spreadsheet? It feels temporary. That's a great question, Tracy. Jerry Ann?
As far as I know, you know, what you see is you know, temporary. But I don't know, I can't address what things are going to be changing. And as I think I said on one of my slides, we had hoped to have a fully functional shopping, experience with all the bells and whistles, and I think that's our intent going forward. But at this point, it's going to be kind of a fluid thing. It's going to be changing ongoing. Of course, we'll alert you when there are any changes that are going into effect. I see another question about brochures, and we do have on these alerts that Deb cited, all of our brochures and things are available in PDFs through the alerts, and they will be available in hard copy. They're getting stocked into the warehouse, and I myself tried to order something the other day, and it wasn't available. So we've done our best to try to get some materials out to all of our producers to distribute, and we had 2 producer meetings in the state last week and 2 weeks ago, and now we're going to stock the warehouse. So hopefully, again, this week we'll have our materials stocked.
And we do have a box of supplies and of course all the PDFs are on our website, but if you do need hard copy supplies or would like hard copy supplies, just shoot me an email and we'll make sure your case manager gets those out. Either shoot me an email or your case manager. Just to clarify, what is needed to give to the client when they do an an over-the-phone application is your national producer number and the FSM ID, which is the login that you created when you went into the Marketplace Medicare Learning Network to take your training modules. So hope that helps. Again, it's 21 days into this. I had really thought that we had hoped that we would be further ahead and have more answers, but as many of you may know, the President is speaking today. What he's going to say and what that will mean for, sanity within our lives right now, I don't know, but I'm anxious to at least hear what he has to say. Hopefully something that says we can all go to Fiji or something like that and not worry about it, but probably not going to be in his speech. Again, I thank you for your time. Thank you so much to Jerry for her time. And again, we look forward to supporting you in your sales, not only for 2013, but also for 2014. So thanks again for your continued patience and for logging in. I wish you all a great day. Bye-bye.